How's it going, everyone? I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I'm Mess, and for today's video, we are going to be discussing another relatively new shonen manga called Ghost Reaper Girl. I will be discussing and reviewing the series, as well as the likelihood of it reaching its intended conclusion in the highly competitive weekly Shonen Jump. For those of you who haven't seen my previous Will It Last video, Shonen Jump has a tendency to abruptly stop a series that is underperforming. I will be discussing the likelihood of that happening with Ghost Reaper Girl. Now, the series follows a girl by the name of Chloé Love, who is an inspiring actress. And she's been working on some low-tier movies hoping to land that one role that will pave her way to fame and fortune. Then there was a prison break in the realm of Hades, causing a tremendous amount of evil spirits to escape into the human realm. After escaping the evil spirits, sought a host who had a powerful soul that they could possess. They went around possessing regular humans until some of them discovered that Chloé had an extremely powerful soul. They were drawn to her and attempted to merge with her soul. Then a lolicon like Yagami showed up and saved Chloé from the evil spirits. Okay, in all seriousness, he's an agent from Hades named Kai. He's there to eliminate the evil spirits that escaped from Hades' prison called the Abyss. We know he's a lolicon because he straight up states it. Yep, one of the protagonists is a creep, and he's into Chloé's young physical appearance, and was completely shocked when he learned she's actually 28 years old. Then he recognized her as the lead actress of the late-night TV show Ghost Reaper Girl. It turns out he's a huge fan of hers, and he was really looking forward to the second season, but unbeknownst to him, the show did poorly and was cancelled. As this was going on, the evil spirits tried to attack Chloé, but the light Yagami lookalike defended her, giving her the chance to escape. When she ran away, she remembered when she was young, she would live in poverty and would have to fight just to get a decent meal. While thinking about her past, she questioned why she wanted to become an actress in the first place. Then she saw a sign with a model on the cover and remembered that she wanted people to take notice of her. So she couldn't just abandon her very first fan. So she went back to save Kira. She allowed him to possess her, and when they fused together, she became a true Ghost Reaper who now had the ability to fight against these evil spirits. Due to her immensely powerful soul, she was able to merge with spirits and use their abilities to its fullest potential. This is what now gave her the ability to not only defend herself, but also protect others from the threat of these rampaging spirits. The manga does have an interesting plot, but I feel like it's the characters that are its selling point. The series has a pretty goofy cast, with the protagonist being a lolicon like Yagami, and a badass, money-hungry, fame-seeking legal lolly. And the goofiness doesn't stop there. It gets so much crazier with the introduction of Nyarlathotep, one of the directors of Arkham. Arkham is the organization that manages and eliminates evil spirits. Nyarlathotep is in charge of the East Branch and is one of the most powerful beings in existence. For those of you who haven't realized, probably due to my poor pronunciation of the name, Nyarlathotep is a malicious deity in the H.P. Lovecraft mythos. The fact that the creator is using characters from the Lovecraft mythos had me flippin'. I love H.P. Lovecraft, and seeing his characters being reimagined in this series was a real treat for me. Also, Nyarlathotep is considered to be the most manipulative of the outer gods, with him being able to shapeshift into any form, so seeing him as a cosplaying woman was kinda frightening. In this series, she displays the same manipulative nature, but more for the sake of protecting the world rather than destroying it, at least for the time being. Cause with Nyarla, we can never truly know what she is thinking. Also, I will be using Ghost Reaper Girl's abbreviation for her name when referring to her instead of the outer god created by Lovecraft, as well as calling it she instead of he. The series does have some other deities from the Lovecraft universe, so we can expect the story to expand and introduce more deities into the series. Also, the whole girl gets possessed by a Ghost Reaper and turning into one to fight evil spirits reminds me a lot of Bleach. In Bleach, a guy receives the power of a Soul Reaper to fight against evil spirits called Hollows. The premise seems very similar, but Ghost Reaper Girl is focused more on deities who control and fight these Ghost Reapers, while Bleach, big spoiler incoming, had Soul Reapers leading and even fighting each other. The Hollow leaders became more of a threat later down the line, but the main antagonist was a former Soul Reaper. The way the stories begin and developed are so similar, it's uncanny. I feel like the writer, Akisa Saiki, who also wrote Rosario+Vampire by the way, definitely took some inspiration from Bleach, but decided to add a more powerful being to lead and go against the protagonist. This creates a massive uphill battle where a human has to find a way to reach the level of gods. The show does give the protagonist a way to get on their level, but it's not something that can be easily accomplished. Spoiler warning, but we see a species of great ones referred to as Cthulhu. One of them was wreaking havoc by having his creations form a nest in what seems to be a port area. When the nest is destroyed, he teleports some of the more notorious Ghost Reapers who were involved to his hideout and tries to kill them. Chloé then discovers a wormhole that takes her directly to them. She attempts to fight one of his strongest creations, but is no match for it. Then when it seems like she's run out of options, Nyarla sends Chloé some of her power, causing Chloé to be temporarily possessed by her. As a result, Chloé gained immense physical strength, which allowed her to beat back the sea beast. However, Chloé's body can't handle being possessed by an outer god for an extended period of time, so her body started taking damage after being possessed for far too long. She was left weakened and bloodied, but she managed to successfully beat the beast back and help everyone escape. With this, the protagonist now has something to work towards. The series does have a bit of a cosmic horror element, with evil gods probably being the main antagonist. They seem to be working from the shadows, influencing the world to move in a more chaotic direction. But we will see where the series goes. Now to the main topic at hand. How well will this series do? Well, personally, I enjoy this series, but I'm trying to look at it in an unbiased light. The fact that it resembles Bleach a little is a positive, seeing how well that series did overall. Unfortunately, Bleach was one of the series that was forced to end abruptly due to it being near the bottom of the popularity poll during the end of its run. But I don't think this series will meet that same fate, mainly because it won't have Bleach's level of popularity. Bleach's popularity is relevant because Bleach was forced to continue serialization despite the author reaching the end of the story he wanted to tell. I never verified this, but I heard that Bleach and several other very popular series were forced to keep coming up with chapters by the publication company despite them trying to end the series. As a result, the writer had to find a way to continue a story he had finished writing. Since Ghost Reaper Girl probably won't be as popular as Bleach, the writer wouldn't have to worry about adding more to it. He only has to focus on keeping it entertaining enough to finish the story he wants to tell. Also, I'm sure that cosmic horror fans will love his rendition of the Lovecraftian mythos. So to get to the point, yes, I do think this series will last. It does have the potential to reach its end goal, but it will be on thin ice. If the series does poorly, it won't get a warning. Shonen Jump will cut the series loose with no hesitation. That's just how Shonen Jump works. They may be patient from time to time, but once they decide to cut a series, it's gone, no exception. I mean, look at Bleach. Bleach was a part of the big three and has been among the most popular manga series in general, not just in Jump, for many years. But the series fell into a slump during its final arc, and Tite Kubo was given some time to bring the series back up in the popularity poll, but sadly, he was forced to end the series before its time. The good news is that Bleach has a dedicated fan base, which is why the anime is returning, and will most likely have a more complete ending. Ghost Reaper Girl may not be so lucky. Despite the author being a well-known mangaka, he's not an extremely popular one, so he won't have the benefit of the doubt, which could also lead to him making the story high tempo in terms of development instead of taking his time to slowly have the series play out. This could lead to some shallow characters who don't have any depth to them. Shallow characters are the easiest to hate on, but we all do love some awesome action scenes, which the series does have so far, like the first fight in the series, where Chloé and the Light Lookalike first fused together to defeat the mob of evil spirits who were looking for a powerful body to inhabit. There was even the most recent one where they had to fight against the sea beast that was created by a Cthulhu. If it's entertaining enough, the fights can more than make up for the lack of character depth. And it's a shonen series, so sometimes the fight scenes are more important than character development. Now, that's not always the case. It makes sense for a comedy or a battle manga. I'm personally not sure what to categorize Ghost Reaper Girl as, but it does have awesome fight scenes. Also, there is a little bit of foreshadowing for an emotional climax involving Kai Eod's past. It has been referenced on multiple occasions, but we know nothing about it. So I decided to look up Eod in the Lovecraftian mythos to see if I can find something related to the character. All I found is that Eod is a fungus deity worshipped on a random planet as a god of earth, along with Vorvados and Cthulhu. So that was no help since Kai is made of chains and not fungus. But we do have something being set up in the future. In this case, Ghost Reaper Girl will have some emotional impact later down the line, so Akihisa can focus on keeping the audience entertained with some action and comedic scenes. Then once he's established himself in the upper part of the popularity polls, he could slow down and give his characters time to properly grow and develop. From there on, because the series will have a following that will tune in for the fights, he can make the series more emotional and cause his viewers to catch a case of the feels. Once the reader starts to sympathize with his characters, there will be no fear of the series being canned, and the story will get more serious and focus more on the character development rather than the awesome fight scenes. This series may never reach the top of Shonen Jump's popularity poll, but it could definitely put itself in a comfortable position, so Akihisa doesn't need to be afraid of taking his time with developing the plot. With the Lovecraftian element and the Bleach-esque plot development, I'm willing to back this series up. It will definitely be worth the read, especially when the lolicon Light Yagami pulls out his freaking Death Note. Okay, I'm done with the gag, I promise. In all seriousness, Kai and Chloé do seem like awesome characters. They both seem to have a troubling past that they are working through. I say seem because we don't know much about Kai's past, but other characters have mentioned it. Chloé went from a bum to a failed actress to an internet sensation when footage of her becoming Ghost Reaper Girl was leaked to the internet. Now she works as a Ghost Reaper for Arkham and gets paid to hunt down evil spirits. Hopefully we get a little more development out of her. But Kai will definitely get a lot more development, seeing how it was hinted that he has a very dark past. With all of the foreshadowing going on, the writer must have something cooking up, so hopefully I'm not wrong when I say Ghost Reaper Girl is going to do well in Shonen Jump. And that's going to be it for this one, folks. I would like to thank you all so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one, and remember to keep having fun. See ya!